rock this until 9, you know. Rocking this until 9 o'clock on your block. My goodness, take stock. Where are you tuning in from? Yep. Oh my goodness, we've got big news for you tonight. 9 o'clock, we've got Infomedia. Scratchy joins us around about 8 o'clock, and the notes are coming up. Coming up for you and you and you and you and you. My goodness, tie your shoe, bottle up. We got it for you. Orangeville, Canada. Ontario, Daphne, you're joining. Great night to you. Touchdown in Jamaica. My goodness, what a... Oh! Florida is on. Oh, my goodness, look at that. It's unbelievable. Barbados, Mayor Motley, oh, you're listening? Wow. Oh, Mayor Motley, how is the election going on there in Barbados, man? I understand you're ahead of the polls. Oh. KK, you've requested to join. I'm sure you're a topper. Charmaine Vassal, you're in the Bahamas. Good evening. Derek Johnson, how you doing? Joyce Major, hi. Oh, it's great. It's great. It's great, KK. No mistake. Hello, dear Denny. Hello, hello. You're getting married? Getting married, girl. Well, thank you. Congratulations. You find a husband? Well, that's nice. Congratulations. You'll get a proposal on the show one night, you know. Some girl out there's good. My understanding is that there is trouble in the PNP. That trouble is brewing in the opposition People's National Party. Goodness gracious me, what is happening to the opposition? My understanding is that the party has no momentum. The comrades are saying the party has no momentum. That the party lacks attractiveness. It's not attracting anybody, and that it lacks momentum. That the momentum is not with the PNP at all. What's happening with the opposition? Wow. Understanding further that the leader is feeling isolated. Not much is happening in terms of support. Some support he had around him is not there anymore. Let's pull that over. Come again, eh?
To speak to you about greetings, Jamaica.
All right, let's go to the notes and see what's happened. Now, today, the leader of the opposition, Mr. Golding, made what I consider a reprehensible video and put it out on Facebook. The video is 6 minutes long, and I would want to break it down for you. So I'm going to ask you to bear with me as we listen to it. There are 3 points that Mr. Golding raises. One, concerning a permanent secretary. Secondly, concerning the Prime Minister's wife. Now, hear me carefully. The leader of the opposition attacked Juliet Holness today. He attacked a permanent secretary. Then he attacked the leader of the opposition. And then Mr. Golding suggested, and I'm going to ask if there is a member of the party, this Labour Party here, that is so struggling to communicate. Labour Party needs to drop them sacks. Labour Party needs to drop them sacks when it comes on to communication. Mr. Golding today suggested that the Catastrophe bond was lent to JPS. If that is true, Mr. Golding should resign. If it is not true, and if Mr. Golding, all right, you know what? Let me get back to Mr. Golding. I'm going to go to Infomedia, and then I get back to Mr. Golding. I'm going to ask the government of Jamaica. Is it true that the government of Jamaica lent JPS the Catastrophe bond? Is that true? Because if it is not true, the leader of the opposition's position is untenable. He could not mislead the country like that and remain opposition leader. But we'll get back to that later on.
Excuse me, neighbor.
Uh-huh.
I think my app is malfunctioning. Could you please, I don't know what happened. It just changes the boxes, please.
No problem at all, dear. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We're back there. You good with that? What is that? No, I'm fixing it back already. Look on your screen.
No, neighbor, mine is not. I think I'm going to have to log out and come back in.
Okay, all right, great. Infomedia, good evening to you, sir.
Good evening to you and your listeners and your viewers. Can you have listeners and you have viewers? Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I am giving God thanks for life.
Yes.
The other day we spoke, maybe 2 days ago or over a few days ago, we spoke about what is happening inside of the PNP with the rumblings that they are not happy with the way the party is operating as an opposition, and they are not operating as an alternative government.
Well, someone pushed something under my door today that they're saying that the party don't have no momentum.
Didn't I come to you and tell you that there are worries sometimes in the PNP that I'm hearing from? Well, I can tell you now, possible two challenger almost emerge. No amount of money can save Mark Golding if those two challenger is a reality.
Yes.
Challenge as I said to you before, late this year, early next year.
Late this year.
Early next year.
No, my understanding is that the party is looking at the local elections due in 2027, and don't feel confident that they can mount a successful challenge. Are you hearing that?
I am telling you, I said it on your live before that if Andrew Holness and his team map up Melissa and they are doing that effectively, the PNP is going on a national wipeout where the local government is concerned.
Back up a little bit though for me. You are hearing Infomedia that there is disquiet in the opposition because the leader, they don't feel that they can go forward with this leader.
Yes.
No. And you are saying that there are at least two people that are emerging as challengers.
Possible challengers. Maybe they are sideshows, but their interest is well known. And they are doing their due diligence with checks and balance and campaigning is concerned because they don't want the campaign to mash up the party effectively. But I'm telling you this, Mark maybe possibly walk and give it to Bunting if there's a possible challenge coming. I'm telling you that.
Bunting may emerge as leader of the PNP?
Yes, with a golden handshake. So watch out. Watch this swap. If there's a challenge, a golden handshake is going to happen between Mark and Bunting if there's a challenge.
But wouldn't that be a divisive move though Infomedia, where people would think that a little bit of nepotism?
Do they care?
But with all honesty, is Bunting an attractive candidate? Does he command the type of support?
Attractiveness, when people seek power, they don't seek attractiveness, my friend.
But I don't think he would be any different from Golden.
But I'm telling you this on a serious note, the PNP is looking at a possible leadership challenge very early though. Yes, because based on what is happening, the PNP is losing traction and some of the MP them are in some real tiresome because old Andrew Holness and his team is working on Melissa. The MP them not needed. And I said the MP them not needed. And Andrew, as I said it before, the leader and Prime Minister of this country, the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party and Prime Minister of this country is emerging as twice as political power that he have in 2025.
Wow. That's
and
crazy.
I'm going to say this on record. If the PM, with his timeline that he dished out, that he's going to get the country up and running, and if by Easter, most of the devastating air in the country is eating Easter bun with light and fan around pan them, tell PNP say, that thing about 89 Olo Pro is going to come a museum is the possibility it may happen this year.
What are you saying to me? They really will be, the cats will be among the pigeons, eh?
Yes, but let us take the politics into fear.
Yeah.
Does the PNP backers would want to fund a campaign led by Mark Golden with the Andrew Holness and Elma things? Let us start. That's just reality. Let's just start the politics.
Yes.
Would you, or would any PNP who sensible PNP who wish their party well would want to fund a campaign that led by Mark Golden with over $2 billion and lost to Andrew Holness in the 2025 and still would have put up an next $2 billion to challenge Andrew in the next parish council? Tell me if that is feasible politically. Are it wise politically? I mean, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. So you think that part of the challenge that Golden is facing now is that the funders are not coming forward?
No. Not coming forward. They are worried that they may lose revenue again and still out of power.
They don't seem as winnable, eh?
Yes, they may the political political ambition may dash through the windows again. With Mark
and that is realistic. That's how business people think.
So when you look at this thing, the hoteliers they're back on track because the PNP do then do diligence. Majority of the island is spending more money than it should, and the 6.7 billion don't start spend as yet. So the backers, I tell you before, they are worried that if Andrew don't spend the 6.7 billion as yet, and they are losing political capital, imagine if he starts spend.
I get you.
So the PNP are worried as I speak, neighbor.
Yes.
Serious worry.
Yeah. So you think that a challenge is imminent before the end of this year or into next year?
It is sure as the fourth term that a challenge is coming.
Well, want to thank you for tonight, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Big up yourself, Caroline. Have a blessed night.
Have a great night, Infomedia.
Thank you.
All right, let's get back to Mark Golden today. Let's listen to Mark.
Today I want to speak to you about some important issues of governance that are topical at the present time and that I'm finding troubling. There's a whole question of the bureaucracy and the integrity of Jamaica's civil service. Now, the position of permanent secretary is the senior position in the civil service in any ministry. It is a permanent post for the career of that person, that officer who's appointed. That's why it's called permanent secretary. That person runs the ministry from an administrative perspective, from government to government, whichever party forms the government.
That is what the backers are worrying about. Because everything, that's what that when we hear about talk a while ago, that's come to mind to the conversation I had this afternoon. They are worried that Mark Andrew have him on a puppy string every time Andrew make a move in government. Mark always called press conference, and Andrew is one step ahead of him. He's foolish where political strategy is concerned. I rest my case and the rest of the night. That is going to backfire again that he's talking about.
Yes, state you.
So it's very important, and it is the tradition and the convention in our system that permanent secretaries are independent, non-partisan, non-political, above reproach. Now, the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Energy, Telecommunications and Transport retired effective December last year. And a new person has been appointed as the permanent secretary. That person is Khadijah Campbell Rochester. Now, Mrs. Campbell Rochester formerly was in charge at the Constituency Development Fund unit within the Office of the Prime Minister. But she is somebody who has had a close association with an MP. In fact, the MP is Andrew Holness, Prime Minister. She was the director of his NGO, his nonprofit, Positive Jamaica Foundation, which was called up in the Integrity Commission report on his affairs. She was also, I believe, a director of the West Central St. Andrew Trust, another NGO that he has in relation to his constituency. How can it be right that somebody that is so closely involved in the governance of the arrangements, or was so close involved in the governance of the arrangements for somebody's constituency being appointed a permanent secretary in the civil service. It doesn't look right to me, and I'm bringing it to your attention.
All right. So that's the first one there that Mr. Golding raised, the whole matter of the permanent secretary. Now, first off, attacking someone's credibility via social media is not the most dignified move, Mr. Golding, especially when there are formal channels like Parliament or a direct communication with the minister or the prime minister. That's like settling a score instead of addressing the issue. Mr. Golding was not addressing the issue. He's there settling a score. It's almost embarrassing to think of the opposition leader behaving like this. Now, let's go to Miss Rochester's appointment. Associations don't define competence. Your association does not define your competence, Mr. Golding. If that were so, you could not be leader of the opposition, because who are you associated with? I'm just asking. If Miss Rochester got the skills and the Public Service Commission appointed her, that is the end of the matter. Mrs. Rochester wasn't appointed by the minister. Mr. Golding's concerns about her past roles may be valid, but not in this setting, because you frame it, Mr. Golding, as an attack, and that attack smacks of political gamesmanship. That is what is wrong with it. Not only that, because the hypocrisy angle is very strong here. If you are questioning her ties to the prime minister, what about your own past role as an advisor to the late finance minister? And how did you become oh boy. Let's
Welcome to the heart of your home.
let's take a break here and
This is not.
now the real kicker here is the Public Service Commission's role in the appointment. It is the Public Service Commission that appointed Miss Rochester, not the Prime Minister, not the Minister. They are the ones that does the appointment. And so if Mr. Golding has concrete evidence of impropriety, he should bring it to the Parliament. Is the leader of the opposition suggesting impropriety on the part of the Public Service Commission in Mrs. Rochester's appointment, then bring it to Parliament. Until then, Miss Rochester deserves the chance to prove herself. It is not right, Mr. Golding, for you to come on social media and cast aspersions about this woman's fitness for the job because of her association with the Prime Minister. That is not right. Now, on to Mrs. Holness, the Prime Minister's wife. Listen to the leader of the opposition.
Of course, there's a broader question of the wife of the head of government, wife of the Prime Minister, being appointed the umpire of the affairs of Parliament, the legislature, as Speaker of the House. Again, how can that be right? The tradition in our system of government is that the Speaker is an independent person. Even if they come from one side or the other, they are supposed to act impartially and independently to ensure even-handedness and fairness in the conduct of parliamentary affairs. How can it be right that the wife of the head of government, the Prime Minister's wife, is the umpire in Parliament in the form of the Speaker? We objected to this strongly when the decision was announced that she was going to be reappointed Speaker after the last election. Despite our objections, the appointment went ahead. Again, it doesn't look right. It isn't really consistent with the way in which the Westminster system of democracy, which is what we adhere to, ought to function. The last point I want to address is this JPS 150.
All right. So before the last point, Golding is mixing up facts with fiction. I
Listeners, please tap the screen and share the live.
Mr. Golding is mixing up facts with fiction. And listeners, I want to be fair to Mr. Golding as the leader of the opposition, but having listened to Mr. Golding today, I can't help but wonder what is happening to Mark. What is happening to Mark? Let's be clear. Andrew Holness did not appoint his wife as Speaker of the House. He did not. Juliet Holness is the Member of Parliament for East Rural St. Andrew. That's who was appointed the Speaker. The Prime Minister's wife is not the Speaker of the House, Mr. Golding. That's disingenuous, and you know better. The distinction between the MP for East Rural and the Prime Minister's wife must be made. Nigel Clark made that distinction. And Mr. Golding, you need to stop it, sir. Let's listen to Mr.
When the former speaker was forced to resign.
Let's listen to Mr. Clark as he addressed this matter. This is the third time I'm going to address it on the program.
So that the head of parliament is now the spouse of the head of government really does not sit well with the tradition that the speaker must act independently of the government of the day.
Let me tell you this. And this is why I cannot be happy with the party's activism talking about the Jamaica Labour Party. Mr. Dobney said it. I wonder if I could find Mr. Dobney. The party is not very active, you know. And I don't want to get into no argument with nobody, but I can tell you that this Labour Party here is struggling with
President Trump's decision
with public relations. The PNP is being allowed to get away with a lot of things. Hello neighbor. Let's go to Hello Neighbor and see if we can find what's my, come on, let's go. Hey, Mr. Dobney. Okay. Let's
give this government back to a reckless PNP. We cannot do
that. That the party must win a fourth term.
We must win a fourth and a fifth if we continue to give the type of service that we are giving to Jamaican people. The PNP has not demonstrated that capacity. I remember the 60s when Jamaica was a pearl of the Caribbean. The 70s when the country was wrecked by the PNP, rescued in the 1980s by Edward Siaga and the Jamaica Labour Party. And yes, we lost it in 89, but then comes Goose Golding, rescued it again. Hand over and a brief stint by the PNP again, and here we come with Andrew Holness. What a wonderful gift to Jamaica. We cannot squander it. And I'm going to say, if they do, my children and children will hold the Jamaica Labour Party accountable if we allow this country to go right back into the hands of a reckless PNP.
You hear that? The Labour Party is not doing enough. They're not doing enough. You labor rights, you're not doing enough. And you have, you know, some of you have taken this for granted, you know. You've taken this for granted. Your nice suit and your tie and your nice shirt and your nice AC office and your all of the perks. Remember how you got there. Don't ever forget. And I don't like that you're allowing the PNP to get away with these things. This poshness and this correctness, political correctness. I don't want to call any names, but I see some of you trying to explain stuff in your jacket and your who you reach. Who you think you're reaching? It's not working out at all. It's not working. Not working out at all. Nigel Clark addressed this matter, and I come back to it.
The speaker is intended to be independent and must act independently of the government today. That is the tradition. That is the tradition. The failure. That is the tradition.
No. When Mr. Golding attacked the speaker in 2024, the Prime Minister and Jamaica Holness walked out of the Parliament telling Mr. Golding that he was low. Yes? And the party supported him and went out also. Why are you allowing Mr. Golding to attack the Prime Minister's wife? Who is defending the Prime Minister and his wife? All of you there, you know, you're in your positions because of Andrew Holness. All of you, some of you wouldn't have won a seat if it wasn't for Andrew Holness. And you had this man campaigning 3 o'clock, 2:30 to place you guys where you are today. You are to come out and defend the Prime Minister and his wife. Don't leave it to me. Because I am not a JP blogger. I am not a GLP blogger. They didn't give me any arm. They didn't give me any arm.
Oh gosh. I can't believe me high.
They didn't give me any they didn't give me any recognition.
Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting. Oh gosh. I can't believe me high.
Yes, sir.
Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting. Oh gosh. I can't believe me high. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting. Oh gosh. I can't.
No. I'm joking there, sir, but it's true. I didn't get any award. I understand that. I understand that they called my name and that created a problem. Okay. Anyway, that enough on that. Were I a member of the party, I would tell them in Parliament tomorrow, I'm not sitting with this man that continues to disrespect the speaker like this. Not sitting with him. Not sitting with him. Right? Every Labour Party MP tomorrow should go into Parliament and protest this attack on the speaker as being the wife of the Prime Minister. That is rubbish. You can't have the leader of the opposition constantly attacking the Prime Minister's wife, calling up the Prime Minister's wife name, right? And you sit there like what? Because it is disinformation, you know. To say the Prime Minister's wife is the Speaker of the House is incorrect. Because that is not true. I'm going to get back to Mr. Dobney, because I think Dobney is listen to Dobney again. I tell you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Dobney. Let me play it, so and then I'll get it back to I don't have that. I don't have it. I don't have Mr. Dobney. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get this one. No. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Give a message to them. So what would you say?
I would say, let us endeavor to give value to 63 bases. Let us endeavor to give value to every councillor, caretaker, and all, because it represents the groundswell of the political process and indeed the continuity of the growing strength of the party. Give value, find the ways and means through a party structure and through a governmental structure. There are people at the party level and there are people at the governmental level. Find a way to build those capacities, build out, and ensure that all of us feel a sense of ambassadorship to the party and to the process, because the processes of government can only be advanced at the local level, the community level, in order to give buoyancy to the legislative level, and that is where central government lies. We must endeavor to do that. If we do that in building those capacities, we are going to be a government extraordinaire. We cannot squander the fortunes of the Jamaica Labour Party by paying scant regard to the local level politics. Because if we do that, we may run the risk of fixing this country and giving it back to a reckless PNP. And I would blame the entire government.
You see that? I'd blame them too. I would blame them too. And I'm giving out this word again to you. I don't need no damn recognition. I don't need no recognition. I don't need no certificate. I don't need no nothing. But the party is not doing enough to support its leader. You are not. And it's time that you examine yourself. Don't let I have to get back, as I will say more, you know. But it is okay. Anyway, let us listen to Mr. Nigel Clark. Mr. Nigel Clark, as he rubbished Mark, and Mark Golding come back with it. Listen to Mr. Clark.
The failure. Mr. Speaker. Members.
Prime Minister walked out of the parliament at the time when his wife was drawn into this. Yeah? Hurt. The man was hurt. And the opposition leader. And the same thing you did on the stage, man. The debate stage. Attacking the man's wife. Leave Mrs. Holness. No. Chop. Here's Mr. Clark.
Madam Speaker, when the leader of the opposition made his contribution to the budget debate, he included the words, when the former speaker was forced to resign as a result of the Integrity Commission investigation, the move to replace her with the wife of the Prime Minister, so that the head of Parliament is now the spouse of the head of government, does not sit well with the tradition that the speaker must act independently of the government of the day. Madam Speaker, as others have pointed out, we on this side And there are others on the outside who thought that that was low.
Did any member of the government came out today in support of Mrs. Holness, as Mr. Clark did? Did any member of the government supported the Prime Minister's wife today when the leader of the opposition attacked her again? Did any member of the government came out in support? Well, I haven't heard it. Where is the support? As Mr. Clark did when he closed the budget debate. You guys are not playing good politics, You're playing good politics at all. That's what Mr. Dobney said. Giving them wiggle room. The PNP has gotten too much wiggle room. Yes. The Jamaica Labour has not isolated themselves against the reckless PNP, quoting Mr. Dobney. Okay? Go ahead, Mr. Clark.
Firstly, Madam Speaker, the Speaker of the House served as Deputy Speaker of the House for 3 years, between September 2020 and November 2023. And during that time, she acted as Speaker on several occasions. So it was the Deputy Speaker who was elected to replace the outgoing Speaker, not simply the wife.
That irks me. The wife. You don't understand how serious this matter is in Jamaica. She's not simply the wife of the Prime Minister. Mr. Golding, stop that, sir. Don't belittle the lady to being a wife. Just a wife? Well, it's a honorable thing to be the wife of the Prime Minister. I'm not saying that is not. But you are suggesting that she is in her position as Speaker simply because she is the wife of the Prime Minister. And that is unfair. She is an elected member of Parliament, for Christ's sake. Duly elected by the people of East Rural St. Andrew. They did not elect the wife of the Prime Minister, did they? The society needs to advance, We have to grow up, people. We have to grow up meritocracy. This has to be a society where there is meritocracy, where people get into position by virtue of their qualifications. It's the same thing to be said about Miss Rochester. Is Miss Rochester the permanent secretary because she knows the Prime Minister? That's something that the Public Service Commission considered? I don't think so. If someone is appointed on merit, then you judge the person's record. What are the rulings of Mrs. Holness? That is what we want to judge Mrs. Holness on. Not whether she's the wife of the Prime Minister. The opposition leader is divisive. Let's hear a little bit more from
the fact that in the statement or the speech you refer to her as the wife, not recognizing her 3-year tenure as Deputy Speaker and therefore the natural successor, is, in my view, disrespectful to the highest degree.
Absolutely. And the opposition leader has done it again. Again today. Why? I tell you, I've seen these attacks on Mrs. Holness. A lady of class, that woman Holness is a class act, Brilliant woman, fantastic member of Parliament too. But you know, time is on us. Let's finish with Mr. Clark because I have much more to say.
Madam Speaker, women like men are individuals in their own right who ought not to be defined by their relationship with either men or in the case of when you do this, you subordinate the professional role of the woman or the man. Wife, mother, sister are roles that women sometimes play, much like men are sometimes husbands, brothers, and fathers. But in a professional setting, it does not sit well with the tradition of respect within our society that for you to refer to any female parliamentary colleague by her marital relationship with her husband.
You hear intelligence. You hear a man that is bright. You hear a man that is logical. You hear a man that is reasonable. Bring back Nigel Clark. Bring him back to Jamaica. We need him. We need back Mr. Clark. Whatever we need to do to get back this man in Jamaica. If he come back. This is a Jamaican, a son of the soil. We need back Mr. Clark in this place, man. I want you to join the call back. Mr. Clark, I beg you, sir. Come back to Jamaica. Do I beg you, sir? Come back. We need you in the party. We need you back in the politics, man. Right? The PNP is getting away with too much. Couldn't do it with Mr. Clark. We need back Mr. Clark in Jamaica. Mr. Nigel Clark. My God, man, let us go into fasting and prayer. Get Mr. Clark back. Yes? Fast and pray, Jamaica. Make Mr. Clark come back. If Mr. Clark was here, PNP would be quiet. They would be quiet because Mr. Clark would have put them in a damn place long time. Okay? Now Andrew is left almost fighting by himself. Who is standing up for the Prime Minister? Which of them? Which of the current people in the Parliament standing up strongly on behalf of the member? I tell you now, you are in your positions because of him. And many people online and in media do what they do because of Andrew Holness. Because of Andrew Holness is the reason why a lot of people do what they do. Don't ever forget that. Complete your thoughts, Mr. Clark.
By all means, talk about the Speaker's decisions, criticize them if you must, but leave the wife alone. It was out of order, Madam Speaker, and the opposition leader can do better. It reminds me of when the member from East Portland campaigned in her own right was derogatorily referred to as the wife of Mr. Vaz. And she won't be anything but the wife of Minister Vaz. There's a trend. Of course she's the wife of Minister Vaz. But in the context of the campaign, she was the Jamaica Labour Party candidate for the seat.
You hear brilliance? You hear a man that understands the issues. You hear a man that can articulate it. You hear a man that can rebut. You hear a man that can silence the nonsense that the PNP comes with. We need it in Jamaica. We need it in the Jamaica Labour Party. We need someone to stand up, not only the Prime Minister. We need someone to tell Mr. Golding that, Golding, you're talking rubbish, and prove it. Sure.
It would have been better had the opposition leader said the move to replace her with the Deputy Speaker of the House, who happens to be the wife of the Prime Minister, etc., etc., etc. But completely ignoring her position in this House, Madam Speaker, was absolutely and reducing her to only one component, that of wife, was disrespectful, Madam Speaker, and should not be repeated.
And should not be repeated. That's what Mr. Clark left, and Mr. Golden today repeated it. Hear him.
Is an independent person of the wife of the head of government, wife of in the civil service. It doesn't look right to me, and I'm bringing it to your attention. Of course, there's a broader question of the wife of the head of government, wife of the prime minister, being appointed the umpire of the affairs of parliament, the legislature, as speaker of the house.
So there, Mr. Golden didn't learn anything. He came back with it again. Yeah? Listeners, I don't need to add anything to what Nigel said. I think Nigel did it all. But let's break it down. Juliet Holness is the Speaker of the House, not the Prime Minister's wife. Do you understand that? She's a separately elected MP for East Rural St. Andrew and was appointed Speaker based on her qualification and role in Parliament. The Prime Minister's wife isn't even in the equation here. That is not in the equation. Mr. Golden is mixing up the facts. And he's doing so deliberately to stir controversy. Because if he has concerns about the appointment, he should raise them appropriately in Parliament with the evidence that her rulings as an umpire, quote unquote, are unfair. Put it out, make the public judge that. But to go on social media to tell Jamaica that she is the wife of the Prime Minister suggests to the listeners that was why she was appointed. And that is problematic. Accuracy matters because the claim about Prime Minister's wife being Speaker is false. That's a false claim because Mrs. Holness is a distinct individual, elected MP and appointed Speaker. It is because she is an MP why she's elected the Speaker, because you cannot take the Speaker from outside. The Speaker must be an MP. It's not because she's the Prime Minister's wife why she's appointed the Speaker. It is because she's a member of Parliament. And if the opposition leader is unable to make that distinction, then maybe he should not be the opposition leader. Fact of the matter is that he is mixing up the facts. And when you mix facts, you undermine your credibility. If you misrepresent the facts, then we have to question your scrutiny. Governance issues should be raised in Parliament, not on social media. The Speaker's independence is crucial. And so if the opposition leader questions Mrs. Holness's appointment, he should do so factually and formally, because we can't have transparency via trial in media. We don't get transparency through media trial. Let me give you one more point. One more point. Listen back to Mr. Golding.
Again, how it's the system of democracy. This is my sympathies for anyone who is still without electricity. We had raised the question, though, because the minister came to Parliament in December and said that the funding required to restore the grid was $350 million at least. And yet the amount of money that the government was going to provide was $150 million. Now, remember, the government's a 20% shareholder in JPS. The other 80% is owned by two overseas companies, Marubeni of Japan, East West Power of South Korea. They weren't putting any money up for the restoration because the minister had given a notice earlier in 2025 saying that their license was coming to an end and wouldn't be renewed in 2027. So they didn't have any security that they would still be in charge of Jamaica's electricity grid come 2027, and they weren't going to put up any money without any security. So the government was putting up money far beyond its 20%, but still at least $200 million less than the minister told us was needed to fix the grid. We asked him, how is it a good idea to put some funding in without knowing how the necessary amount would be reached and obtained? He never answered that question. I asked him again on Tuesday. Again, he dodged the question. And I'm saying a matter as fundamental as this, where government resources, which is really the proceeds of the catastrophe bond, 150 million, has been lent to company JPS that Jamaica owns 20% of.
Did you hear that? The suggestion is that the government took the catastrophe bond and lent it to JPS. I don't want to misquote Mr. Golding. I want to make sure I hear him. Listen to it carefully.
Never answered that question. I asked him again on Tuesday. Again, he dodged the question. And I'm saying a matter as fundamental as this, where government resources, which is really the proceeds of the catastrophe bond, 150.
Okay, the government resources, the proceeds of the catastrophe bond, 150 million,
50 million has been lent to company JPS that Jamaica owns.
There you go. Is Mr. Harry in the box? Is Harry here? This is shocking. This is absolutely shocking. You know. I wonder if the government can clear this up. Are you there, Harry?
I'm here, neighbor.
I'm going to play it again because I want you to hear, because I don't understand how you're telling me no. Go ahead.
Put some funding in without knowing how the necessary amount would be reached and obtained. He never answered that question. I asked him again on Tuesday. Again, he dodged the question. And I'm saying a matter as fundamental as this, where government resources, which is really the proceeds of the catastrophe bond, 150 million, has been lent to company JPS that.
The leader of the opposition tells Jamaica today that the proceeds of the catastrophe bond was lent to JPS. How could the government do something like this, Harry?
The government didn't do that because the major point with it is that when
You mean the
they
government? No, sir. How you mean the government did not do that? The leader of the opposition said they did it.
leader, neighbor, the leader of opposition has always been, playing with the words to mislead people. Because the truth is,
Are you saying to me that the leader of the opposition is misleading the nation?
his neighbor, right? And
No,
and
but
that's
that is not so. But that is a very serious accusation you're making for a man who in a position like this, Harry. Are you sure?
well, I hear he's the integrity boss, but I don't see any integrity in the statement tonight. Because the
Wow.
truth is, we didn't even get the cat bond money as yet. Right?
We did not get the cat bond money when we issued this money to JPS.
We didn't get it yet. We had the approval of it, but it wasn't sent out yet. And then the funding came from if I'm not mistaken, from my memory, is the consolidated funds where that came from, not the cat bond. But what the opposition leader did was liking the good and the positive thing about the cat bond and likening it to something that the people are not well informed on. So it is the equivalent of what we get from the cat bond, but it is not the cat bond money. And that's what he plays with to murky the waters to those who aren't well informed about the difference. Because the truth is, neighbor, he could have simply said the government is loaning $150 million from the consolidated fund rather than saying the cat bond money, because that is misleading.
We are in trouble. I don't understand. How could the opposition leader do this, though?
Neighbor, he's not held by the same standards or held accountable at the same level as the prime minister. And for me, I think that is where the problem lies. Because if this man puts himself up to be and to possibly represent us, not saying it will happen or it may not happen, but the possibility stands that he is somebody who can be the prime minister for Jamaica and is not acting accordingly. Because the truth is, you have to carry yourself based on what you want to achieve. And if the country looks at you and says, listen, there's two major parties, and either leaders have to present themselves as true leaders. And if one is doing so and the other is not, then we have to judge them by the same standards. And I don't think Jamaica overall has been doing that enough. Certainly not the media, who should be protecting the people's right to accurate and factual information.
Is Scratchy there, moderator? I'd like to hear him on. Yeah, I want to talk to Scratch. Scratch, come scratch this off while we wait. Scratchy, listen to this again.
Any security. So the government was putting up money far beyond its 20%, but still at least $200 million less than the minister told us was needed to fix the grid. We asked him, how is it a good idea to put some funding in without knowing how the necessary amount would be reached and obtained? He never answered that question. I asked him again on Tuesday. Again, he dodged the question. And I'm saying a matter as fundamental as this, where government resources, which is really the proceeds of the catastrophe bond, 150 million, has been lent to company JPS that Jamaica owns 20% of. In the scenario.
Harry, what is wrong with that statement?
Neighbor, the fundamental and foundation aspect of it is totally incorrect, because they're two different things. The monies are two different things and will be used for two separate initiatives for our recovery. And I think the opposition is utilizing, I remember I did say it's something they use in sensationalism, right? They know how the people perceived the cat bond, right? It's almost like money that would have saved us, right? Money that we hedged against and yes, can help our recovery big time. And then what it does now.
We got it. And I don't think Jamaica would feel good if we took that money and let it out. That's not true.
Right, because what you're doing now is something that can greatly impact our recovery and speed it up. You're now giving it away to a multi-billion-dollar institution. That is a picture the opposition is trying to paint, and that is grossly incorrect and gravely misleading people.
Oh my gosh. The opposition
Because
leader is gravely misleading people, sir?
He is Neighbour because he knows the contents of the agreement, right? Because I cannot believe, for one, an average person like me who have no affiliations with the Jamaica Labour Party to know anybody to find out what is happening in the big group can know what the terms and agreements are. And the opposition, who is in Parliament and these information are being shared, would fail to even know this information. It makes no sense.
How do you think that the government should respond to this, Harry?
I think for one, they have to call it out for what it is, Neighbour, right? And also aggressively demand on behalf of the people of Jamaica a public apology, because you've misled the people, you've now given wrongful information, and as such, the same forum in which you did that, I'm somebody who backs it. So whatever you do in public, you have to also face the repercussions in public. And as such, he has to, just like how they create these meetings and what's it that they do again? Public conferences thing. It has to be done and aired publicly right across the nation for this apology, because that is...
Why has the government, Mark put the statement out from morning, why has the government not addressed it fulsomely already?
I think they're more looking at it to trust the Jamaican people that they will see through it, that they'll also be able to get access to the right information that the government is putting out. But I think they are underestimating how quickly word of mouth works, right? Because what we've seen with this administration is that they're slow to correcting things. And based on what is happening in society, and especially with social media spreading things so fastly, is that the narrative would have already been etched in the people's mind. And it's a hard task to get it out. Because I've heard people saying, listen, we give away the cat bond money. And I sat there for a few minutes. Right. I've sat there for a few minutes and listened to hear how this conversation is going to turn out. Because I didn't want to assume that these persons who I think would be some level of intelligent people are making this blatant mistake. So it shows that the administration is more working towards getting the job done rather than protecting the very work that they're doing. And as such, they need to do more and catch these things as it is said. So the moment it leaves the mouth, you shut it down with the right information.
You're quite right. You're quite right, Harry. Moderator, I wonder if do we have anyone online that you could I think she's having a bit of problem with the app tonight, you know. I'm not so sure what is happening. This is good. Gustav.
Very good night to you, my neighbor. Very good night to you and your listeners. I hope this time I am coming across rather clear.
A little scratchy, but let's work with it now.
Yes, sir. Let us work with it for as long as it lasts.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm hearing your neighbor.
Yeah, man. I'm saying to you. Do you have a comment on what we have been talking about?
Could you update me briefly as to, because I recently tuned in, so I would not have heard extensively what would have been the reasoning or what would have been the grounds for the reason you haven't known.
Hold on. again, the opposition leader raises questions about the Prime Minister's wife being appointed Speaker of the House. Any comments on that?
Well, we've seen it played out. Specifically, I would have shared the view on it to say, listen, it is one that is pretty much demeaning and belittling an individual life's work to get into a position just by putting them in the box of their marital status, right, or their affiliation to the head of state. And if we are holding up our democracy and meritocracy that's within our society, then the very thing that the opposition did should not be upheld, right? In fact, they should be called out on it. They should correct their statements, because when you look at somebody such as Mrs. Holness, what she has done, her life's work to get where she is, it is not by affiliation with Mr. Holness. And we have to also understand that you need to separate people's titles based on the environment that they're in. So when Mrs. Holness is in Parliament, she's either the member of Parliament or the chairman, right? You can't refer to her as the Prime Minister's wife, because that is something that is a personal title which has no jurisdiction and no bearing on the running of the country. It truly doesn't. It is not something that affects our constitution whatsoever. Now, if it's something outside of the realm of our politics and our governance, then that is fine. That's husband and wife. But to be demeaning the woman that have worked so hard to get into that position, to just relegating her to being a wife neighbor is not suitable. It is not something that should be even spoken about in our parliament, because that is not country's business. And when we're in parliament, we're discussing country's business.
Yeah. And is it the same thing that could be said about Miss Rochester, who was appointed the permanent secretary, Harry? Is Miss Rochester is Miss Rochester not appointed by the Public Service Commission?
She is, right? But I don't think, and see, this is the thing, neighbor. Whatever fits a narrative that best suit a party or a person, they will always drawn to that. They will always highlight that factor to try and score political points, to try and see as if they come off better than and stronger than, when really and truly, neighbor, it is a level of cowardice, right? Because clearly you can't face the individual in the actual capacity that you should be facing them, or you're just not up to standard with the work. And I find it that's how persons who are either threatened or at a level of incompetence to really and truly step up to the table operates. And it's not something I want to see in my parliament or throughout my governance. You deal with somebody based on their title and the position they hold, and you discuss things on that matter. You don't bring personal things in it. One of the things I think Jamaica has failed on for quite a long while is that we try to attack the person rather than the situation. And as such, that makes us major in the minor. And that moves everything, and it wastes resources. And the resource I'm speaking of is time. Because the time they spent on this matter, deliberating about it, when it means nothing, absolutely nothing. You get nothing from it. The country doesn't benefit. The opposition doesn't benefit from it. And the administration currently doesn't benefit. So overall, we're wasting taxpayers' money when we could be doing proper work for the people and ensuring good governance. But it's a tactical maneuver for persons who, I would say, are in a lesser stance and trying to one up somebody or an organization. And it doesn't spell right for the politics that I want to see my Jamaica practice, the governance that I want to see. And it's definitely not something I'll accept from any opposition whatsoever, because you should be operating as if you are better than the administration by putting alternatives forward and championing for the people.
Yeah, well, the opposition may have calculated that this is raw meat, the appointment of the permanent secretary, the Prime Minister's wife, and the whole matter of JPS. But you know, Harry, apart from comrades and other PNP supporters, this is quite distasteful, you know.
It is, neighbor, but it is not. It is actually not beneath them. Like I said, it's something I've seen in my short years here, understanding the political arena, growing up in it, and getting a better taste for it as I get older. It is something that is almost innate to this opposition, which I was really hoping that by the time I became of age would have changed. But in fact, I've more likely seen it double down. And I mean, Scratchy has said it best. It's not statesmanly, neighbor. It's
Yeah.
the level of how we go about politics right now is far and few. Meaning, the opposition is so far from the reality as to what the people deserve and what the people are commanding now compared to the current administration. And I don't think they're catching up soon enough. And that
Yes.
might be to their own detriment. And also, maybe put a little stress on our democracy, because I want to see a competent opposition that fights for the people, is there for the people. But when you're only doing things for the party or gimmickry, that doesn't sit well anywhere for me. Like, you have to be better. And I don't think gimmickry in the face of the people of Jamaica, especially when our hard-earned taxpayers' money are paying you, and we're not getting value for money in these meetings and so on. It is just outright wrong, neighbor, and it is poor.
Absolutely. Let me take you back to the whole matter of the JPS and the fact that the opposition leader is giving the impression that the cat bond was loaned to JPS. Scratching Harry, in terms of misinformation or disinformation, would it not be appropriate for the government tomorrow to either issue a proper statement, call a press conference, and call out this opposition leader as because we are struggling with disinformation in Jamaica, Harry, and this is disinformation. The fact of the matter is that the government did not take the catastrophe bond and lend to the JPS. That is just not true. How is it that an opposition leader could find himself in a position where he is putting that out as information in a statement? That is irresponsible.
It is, neighbor. It very much is. But like I said, I think this administration, based on where Jamaica is coming from, and in terms of literacy and educational wise, I think, one, they're taking it for granted that actual Jamaicans will see through it. But the truth is, they won't. Especially the fact that they won't go searching for the right information. And they're being bombarded, neighbor. We know how social media is, and with mass media no longer being that credible spells a serious problem for us, because with true journalism, which I've been begging for, right? With true journalism now on the dying end, we don't get journalists that are coming out with the facts and to pinpoint, calling out whoever they need to call out based on the facts, not opinions, not feelings. It makes it harder for people to actually make that right decision and find the right information, because the accurate information is so easily lost, neighbor, with what you are bombarded with every day, right? It doesn't matter how far you go for it. Based on the algorithm and how trends are now, you will see a lot of misinformation, and especially with something coming from the opposition, who is seen as a high-level neighbor in society and in our governmental structure. You wouldn't want to say the opposition is misleading us, but if you fact check it and don't take it for surface information and run with it, you will see that it is disinformation at its highest level. And it is done.
You can't have, Harry, you can't have a society struggling with disinformation and a member of parliament, no lesser than the leader of the opposition, the alternative prime minister, joining in that disinformation. This is a disgrace.
Of course it is, neighbor. It definitely is, because what it does now as well is, for me, it threatens the social fabric as to what to believe, and also how do we conduct our business as a government, and more importantly, how do we go about these defining moments and conversations via our very people. Because I can tell you, the conversation being had around this initially, when it was high, it was one set of people saying, listen, no, at the cap bond money, and another set saying, no, it is not. And the truth is, it is coming from two high forces, but I don't think the government and the administration is pushing back as aggressive
People are
as
putting
one.
out memes, people are putting out videos that Jamaica took the cat ban money and lent to JPS. I saw that on social media. The opposition leader said it.
Hold on, I think
Did
you
the
broke up
government
from my
lend the
end.
cat ban money to the JPS? And at 9 o'clock in Jamaica, I have not seen a statement out of the government rubbishing this. I've not seen
Well,
it.
I can tell you this, neighbor. The information has to come from one of two ministries. It should not be coming from the Prime Minister. That I'll stand on. Here's why. The Minister of Finance is the one brokering the deal, right? It is from their area. So they're pretty much a quote unquote a person to understand. They're the department that is loaning the money, right? So they have all right to be able to put this out and let it be known that this is not the money that we're lending, or sorry, that we're loaning at 5%. And or, because I'd love to see the unison of also Darrell Vaz and his ministry, because it is an interdependent approach between both ministries to help in terms of JPS getting this restoration for our country, right? And for our people. And I want to see that joint force coming out to put this to bed.
Let me see if I can beg a little bit more time. Please, Harry, hold on for me. We're out of time. Let me see if I can negotiate a little bit more time with you. And we see. Let's see if I can. Let me see if I can get a little bit more time, please.
Zero, them lyrics that chop like the soul of sorrow. Tell them to be taking them low, cause this is ain't no set show. Zero. Zero them lyrics a trap like the soul of sorrow. Tell them to be taking them low, cause this is ain't no set so zero.
All right. We're back. We're back here. Lee. Hi, sir. Good night.
Yes, neighbor. Hello.
Good night, sir. Good night. Hi. How are you doing?
Yeah, what I'm saying now, I think the government is giving Mark Gordon a rope to hang himself.
No, don't say hang.
Yes, yeah, man. Give him a rope to hang himself. And the next question is this: Mrs. Owens is well educated. That's why I'm in the House of Parliament.
Yes.
Mark Gordon hiding his wife as a furniture in his house, so that burn him. And wife is a furniture.
Well,
I
don't
can't
know.
say it better. Yes, his wife is a furniture, but Miss Ordness is a people person.
I see.
Very scratchy.
Huh?
Well, Scratchy is not here tonight. Scratchy.
No, sir. Just go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Lee. Yes, just go ahead.
They don't believe what I said. Of course, his wife is a furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he's not going to finish out this 5 term with the Labour, right? I think he's going to move. They're going to move him soon. He's not going to be there. They're going to move him soon. I give him this year to next year, latest March, to move. They're going to move him. Because he's going to dirty up the PNP more and more.
You think so?
Sure. And he don't like how Mr. Onis dress. He's bad man. Mr. Onis carrying himself so neat and clean, and he can't carry himself so neat and clean. There's a part of him problem too. No matter how you put on clothes, he never look good.
I see.
Look on him jacket, look on him face.
Well,
you need to go and shave and clean up himself like Mr. Onis.
Well, you know, a man carries beard if he wants to carry his beard, so.
Yeah, but he must neat it up and make it look neat. Like a gentleman, he don't ready yet.
There is style and style, you know?
You don't have none. You have none. You can have your hand in your pants, wipe your bottom in a minute. Come on, man. Get out of the house. If you get out of the house. PNP don't like women. Why they don't like women? Why? What is the problem with women and them?
They don't like women, sir?
No, they don't like female.
I didn't know that.
They don't like female. None at all. None of the PNP like female. There's a problem to them with female.
I didn't know that at all.
So all they must run this country and they don't like female. Look at Andrew. 3/4 of the people who vote for Andrew are female, actually. Look at them swarm the government. Peer woman swarm Andrew. Woman like Sandgrain cannot be counted. You go sit down and leave out, man. That's why Andrew getting the rope to hang himself. Can come with pure lie. And go hang himself more and more. Yeah, and keep on hang himself, man. Let him do it.
Yeah. Anyway, Lee, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
Some important issues of governance. Greetings.
So this evening, there was a news on Nationwide concerning Mr. Vaz. That's Dwayne. Apparently, Mr. Vaz is alleged to have sent a counselor a text message I tell you the truth, it is so funny. Oh my goodness gracious me. Now,
Oh gosh, I can't believe me high. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting. Oh gosh.
How does HR feel with Deal?
no,
Story during Nationwide at 5.
I don't like mix up, but
Cover story.
Of the Savannah Lamar Division of the
Listen to this.
Municipal Corporation. First term councillor having problems with her Member of Parliament, Dwayne Vaz. Thank you so much, Councillor Chang, for sharing with us. Well, you're not Central Westmoreland. The PNP's Julian Chang. Today, Ms. Chang brought to our attention the relationship between herself and the Member of Parliament, Dwayne Vaz, has deteriorated badly to the point where this afternoon she is accusing him of sexual harassment and wanting her removed from the PNP constituency organization in Central.
The Mrs. Chang is accusing Mr. Vaz of sexual harassment. Dwayne Vaz.
Westmoreland. She's on the phone. We're also trying to get Mr. Vaz. Mr. Vaz, we've been trying to reach you. Yes, as Ms. Chang has made some serious allegations, which is only fair that you are given an opportunity to respond. Mr. Vaz, if you're hearing us or anyone hearing him, can tell.
No, this story does not belong in the media. I'm going to tell you the truth. And I prepared a whole segment on this, and I think I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to tell you the truth. It doesn't belong in the media. I think that I'm going to scrap my comments on this because I don't think it achieves anything really. First of all, let me oh God, I tell you the truth.
I can't believe me high. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting.
Okay, now let me tell you something. If I send a woman a text message and tell her that I dream
exciting. Oh gosh, I can't believe me high. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting.
Tell him that Nationwide is trying to find him in light of these damning allegations from the Council for the Savlamar Division in his constituency, Julie.
I did not want him to feel bad, so
If I send a woman a text message that it's raining. Yes.
Oh gosh, I can't believe me.
If I said a woman about to sleep, had a glass of wine, okay, sleep well. Hope you have a dream like mine. MP Vaz, might tell you something, you. No, sir. If I'm talking to a woman, be balanced listeners, and we're texting, and she said, oh, about to sleep, and had a glass of wine, and I respond, okay, sleep well. Hope you have a dream like mine. And she responds by saying, tell me the dream. Let me see if I can dream it. No, sir. I'm going to end the program tonight early. I tell you, I'm under pressure. Oh. Septi, I'm coming to you. If I am talking to a woman, you know, I'm a big man, yes, and I am talking to a woman, and I say to the woman said to me, "Oh, I'm about to sleep," and I had a glass of wine, and then I say to her, "Okay, sleep well. Hope you have a dream like mine," and she says to me, "Tell me the dream. Let me see if I can dream it." Then the woman is going to come out and, oh, come now. Be reasonable, guys. Be reasonable. The lady is saying, and she's married. I tell you the truth. This is not politics. This is just, I tell you. Poor Mr. Vaz. So Mr. Vaz saw the opening, because what she did there is to provide the opening. Okay. Laugh out loud. Well, want to hear it? Oh boy, I tell you. And then he goes on to tell her the dream. Yeah, he goes on to tell her the dream, and of course it's a very interesting dream that he had. Okay. And then you respond by saying, Jesus Christ, you did drunk? No. Then there is nothing there that suggests to me sexual abuse. Well, sexual abuse? Not sexual abuse. What did you say, Harry? Harry?
I didn't catch that part, neighbor.
Well, let me ask you a question, Harry. Don't you think that this is a big about sexual harassment? If you are texting a woman, Harry, the woman is an adult, and she says to you, "Oh, I'm about to sleep. I had a glass of wine," and you say to her, "Okay, sleep well. Hope you have a dream like mine." And she says, "Oh yeah, tell me the dream. Let me see if I can dream it." And then you tell her your fantasies. And she responds by saying, "Jesus Christ, you did drunk." Is that harassment? Are you harassing her?
Neighbor, I think for one, she would have engaged in the conversation for it. Which, as I said, gives an opening for some level of conversing, right? And I would think that if in that conversation, if there is anything inappropriately said, it would be handled in that forum and not be weaponized in a public forum, right? Because for me, that is a discourse between both persons outside of the public.
We are man. Come on. We are man, Harry. Is this really something that should be on media? 1 year ago.
I don't think it should. But by the nature of how I've seen these events globally, neighbor, not just locally and regionally, I would say the female have a I'm trying to find the right word because I don't want them come for me, you know. But the truth is, they have the luxury of, you know, deciding something after an act has been created, right? So basically, their minds can be changed, and as such, they can do as free will, because I guess that is quote unquote a double standard, which makes no sense to me. But I truly don't believe that you can come now and weaponize something of that act, which was consenting, right? And then now try to get some level of mileage on it.
I mean, good morning. You know me dream about you last night? Really? I hope it's good. What you dream about? Laugh out loud. Was good, yes. Now I tell you. Dead will laugh.
As if somebody say, because she couldn't dream the dream, neighbor.
come now, Miss Chan. Come now, man. No, come now. I mean, Vaz has other problems, but I don't know that you can kill him for this man. No, sir. And I really hope that in my life I probably would have flirted here or there sometime in the past. I don't I don't know that I've said anyone any dream, but I don't see this as any big story. I don't think she should have done this, quite frankly. I must tell you the truth. I don't think she should have done
it. It really shouldn't happen, neighbor. But the truth is, we don't know who is whispering in ears, and we don't know, who has influence over she coming forward now with something of this nature. Because truly, there are things in this society, neighbor, that will make a mountain out of an anthill or a molehill, neighbor. It really push a narrative that isn't there.
That he's been sabotaging her. It's a different issue, though. Yeah, that's a different issue. This one here that she's saying that he sexually harassed her. I don't know that there is any harassment here. These are two big people texting each other and flirting.
And I want people to understand as well, in a neighbor. You see, these things, there's a irreversible factor to it, because the tarnishing of a man's reputation of something of this manner cannot be undone. Like there's even if even if it's not true, right? The man really will never ever be pardoned by society for it. He'll be stained with it.
Yeah, because he was very explicit. Mr. Vaz, God Vaz, why I tell you, Mr. Vaz, you got one there. But you know, I must tell you the truth. I want to be fair and I want to be balanced in this, although I don't necessarily believe in those two words as far as it relates to political analysis. But I must tell you the truth. What I've seen here does not suggest to me that this is any massive story. It's part of the sensational news items that we like to jump on, and I don't see anything here at all. You know, if she found it offensive, then I don't see. Listen, if a man, and you ladies online, how would you respond to a text message like that if you were totally offended by it? If you found it to be so inappropriate, would you respond by just saying, "Jesus Christ, you want a drink"? Would that be a response? Do you think so, Harry?
Because I'm seeing people here saying, listen, she's a married woman. But the thing with it, neighbor, is your co-worker, right? Which means you literally spend most of your days and your time around this individual or in the same environment. And as such, you would have a great understanding as to, who the individual is. So if you open up yourself to and entertain such an act, because that's what she did. And as a married woman, neighbor, to be truthful, you won't be entertaining certain things. So you won't be initiating something like that.
Mr. Vaz, don't be out of order, sir. I am married. I don't think that is appropriate. Something like that to say, "Sir, I'm disappointed with that." But if you're going to say share the dream, a man tell you him dream a dream with you. Oh, you're talking about share. Share what? I mean, I tell you the truth. It is rather, anyway. Hold on. Let me play a little bit of it. My listeners want to hear it. Let's hear it.
Indicated to Mr. Vaz that the advances were unwelcome advances. But you're now raising it as sexual harassment. Did you give him any reason or indication at all, even if it were not verbal, that you were uncomfortable with what he was sending you?
Well, Cliff, if you read the messages
Ricardo,
that I responded when he texted me, you would have seen that.
Okay, Dana, could you just put up the message, please? The one regarding the dream. All right, so let me just see it here on my screen. So it reads, listeners, and if there are children around, you may want to exercise discretion. I remember it from us being at a hotel bar having drinks. Not sure if we went there together. It was raining too. The next thing I know, we're in a room, expletive the lives out of each other. And your response here, Ms. Chang, on the 9th of February, 2025, was, "Jesus Christ, you did drunk." Yes, that's you. That's what you responded.
No. What type of response is that to a man who tell you that in dreams, say, do whatever with the life out of you? Whatever response is that, Harry, for a married woman? Talk to you.
Neighbor, first of all, it should have never been initiated in the first place, because let's not fool ourselves. Yeah, really and truly, there's no way as a married woman you should even say, "Tell me about the dream," because especially the fact that, and I'm going back to the fact that you spend time in this environment with this man, so you are able to know what he's capable of. And the truth is, in society, you don't control what somebody thinks or says of you. You control how you respond and how you give access of yourself to them. And she would have, I don't think she's gullible. I don't think she's not intelligent enough to not see where this conversation would have gone based on the person she's dealing with.
Yes.
And as such, because I say somebody saying if we're blaming the lady, both persons are to be held accountable. But the truth is, it's being initiated in a way as if it's just the man alone.
Yes. No, what I'm questioning is the sexual harassment. How does it become sexual harassment when he told you he got a dream? You say, share the dream. Let me see if I can dream it. I mean, oh my gosh. Let me see if I can dream it too. And the man, hold on, laugh out loud. Well, we hear it. You want hear it. So he's saying you will want hear it, and then he sends you that with a little emoji. By the way, mute that caller for me. Mute that caller. I wonder if you see the emoji that Mr. Vaz sent to emoji, an emoji with his tongue long out. What is
Hi. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting.
I wonder if you see the emoji that Mr. Vaz, I tell you. Boy, I tell you, I tell you, Mr. Vaz send up an emoji with a tongue long out there. Say, I tell you, hi, Mr. Vaz, you're bad, you. No, sir, I tell you. Anyway, and she says, you know, Jesus Christ, you did joke. Listen to them.
Yeah.
Yes. And he responded, LOL, no. Hey, just checking if you got to travel. And you said, no, I'm stuck. You busy? Huh?
You busy?
So, well,
and I ask you these questions, Ms. Chang, because I'm sure Mr. Vaz will say that he does not deem it this way because you did not say anything explicit to tell him that these advances were unwelcome. How would you respond to that?
I did not want him to feel bad, so I just asked him if he was drunk because he must have been drunk to make those suggestions to me.
And you're saying, having received those messages, you were uncomfortable?
Yes, I was.
If you do not receive any response from the party, what is it that you intend?
Let me tell you something. If I am married to a woman, and she gets that message from a man, and she responds like that, me and her in a problem. What you say, Harry?
Sense of asking a round table talk, no, because I need to know
But
exactly.
if you see a conversation like this that your wife is having with a man, how would you feel?
Neighbor, for me, I'd question the relationship between both persons. Because what
a man telling your wife that he want to F the life out of her, and her response is, you wanna drink? You're joking, man.
And the thing, the other part to it as well, neighbor, she's a married woman, right? I'm not sure if this part of the conversation came up, but did she bring it to her husband? Because of course, you know, a woman would want to be confrontational with a man, and as such, the husband, who is a protector, would have had an idea about this conversation. In order to come to her aid, he would have had a word or two with Mr. Vaz. I'm not sure if that was part of the conversation or any form of activity brought forward. Because if that wasn't brought to that level, then it leaves me to question why and what is happening between both persons.
Yeah, listen a little more.
To do further.
Serve the people of Savannah Lamar.
When were you elected councillor, Ms. Chan?
In the last local government election.
In 2024?
Correct, yes.
And that's your first term, right?
Yes.
But Ms. Chang, this is rather unseemly. Yeah, we have been hearing of the problems in the relationship between you, and I mean political relationship between you and Mr. Vaz for some time now. Yes, and I'm just curious, why have you decided now that you've had enough?
I believe that it all started from these texts. And I believe that I was not saying or doing what he wanted me to do.
And
so he started to politically victimize me.
And when were the text messages first? You said
no, hold on there. Hold on there now. So then, this is interesting. So she's saying, Harry, that she is not doing. Was she intimidated by Mr. Vaz's position? Did she feel like she was not empowered to respond in a way that would make Mr. Vaz know that she's not up to it because somehow she's afraid of victimization because Mr. Vaz's power? Do you think, sir?
It is a one in which power struggle within corporations, neighbor, and it is not unique to any one corporation or societal setup.
Yeah.
So that could definitely play a role in it. But the truth is, with what's happening, if it has to be at least something you raised or you eased into the conversation.
The relation suggests familiarity. In other words, even if we pull out the power dynamics to say, here is a man in authority or with authority, and so a woman may not necessarily want to respond to him in a particular way. But the conversation appears to be familiar. In other words, this is not my boss. This is not somebody that I am not familiar with. There's a little bit of flirt there.
There's a level of informality to it, neighbor. And it has to be one in which this familiarity was fostered at some level, right? Maybe the level and the perception of that level differs for both persons. For Mr. Vaz thinking he could have, made such advancement, or even for the lady to even think of it in that manner. But the truth is, neighbor, from my end, both persons have to be held accountable because, for one, as a wife, you are, for one, in alignment with your husband, and this is something you would have brought to the forefront, even from a security standpoint, neighbor, right? And I know people will say, oh, in a man's world, you have to take on some manly form of traits. But this is not a battle that one can win taking on those traits. It is one in which a woman should have been within her femininity, because that would have been more powerful, and just ease in the conversation to say, Mr. Vaz, I'm a married woman. I don't
respectfully, I am married, and I want to respect my husband. I don't wish to engage in this conversation.
Yeah. And that I don't think that would have triggered any level of animosity to the degree that it comes up a year after in this level. And I think for Mr. Vaz, that would have put him in his place to let him know that, listen, this isn't, there's no fair game. I'm a married woman, so you need to back down or else. Because that is the message I would expect to come across subtly. And as such, put an end to this.
The other question, Harry, is why would Mr. Vaz feel comfortable to say this to her? Why? Why would a man feel so comfortable to say that to your wife, sir? What gives Mr. Vaz the confidence that he wouldn't be, why would he feel so empowered, comfortable to say that to her? Why? And men don't cross those lines like that, with married women, sir. I mean, with a single girl, Miss Chang is not a little girl. She's a big woman. She's married. She's a counselor. Why would the man feel that he can do this with her?
Well, you have in this modern day neighbor, a different level of I want to say male, because I want to make a differentiation between what a man is from a male, right? And from what I've seen is that when you are of a certain character and when you oversell yourself, right, thinking you can pretty much, your chest up, you're steady around, and that's what you think you're the it man. You actually have some males.
As member of parliament, when he did it, he was not member of parliament. He was a candidate.
So you have males out there, neighbor, who will, as Jamaicans say, run off at every fractal. And the truth is, you have some that are overconfident to think that they will be able to shoot their shot. They play the numbers game. And in life, I think they believe
hold your thought, because I am a big man. I am a man. You're a man too. I am older than you. I'd never say that to a woman who is married and living with her husband. I wouldn't do it. I just would not do it. I have this anyway. So what I'm asking is, doesn't it suggest that she made him comfortable by virtue of some previous engagement?
Or neighbor, it could be. Or is it one in which he may also misread what is comfortable, right? Because there are more than one dynamics here, which make it very tricky, But the truth is, there would have had to be some level of engagement that may make him think it is okay, and or her initiating something, right? I don't know if it's maybe the spur of the moment or just an agreement or what it may be, but there's more than one dynamic to it, which is very interesting.
The other point, it's still, why are you you're married and you're up 10:30 texting a man?
Neighbor?
Yes.
If you don't mind me interrupting, there are some things that we should also take into consideration, right? Dwayne Vaz is an elected member of parliament who plays a vital role in, making laws in the country, and he should lead by example. Now, we're speaking about a lady who is, not in his position, and it could be a case where she is intimidated, right? Perhaps, women come under a lot of pressure in the workplace by men who are in power, and that should be considered as well. Right? As far as I understood it, he could have led her to feel as if maybe she needed to, I don't know, maybe work with the situation or, be nice to him or tolerate him rather, to stay in her position or to maybe get a promotion. You just never know. Women do go under live under those extreme conditions.
Well, true. Yes, but Carolyn, when he says to her, you should have carry me on your trip. How do you not make him know at that point that no, this is not appropriate? You should have carried me, and she doesn't brush that off. How you mean you should have carried me?
But neighbor, there is no indication that she acted in any way physical, except for the fact that she tolerated his conversations. It is my understanding that Dwayne Vaz is actually the one who took it further by communicating with her husband, and that would suggest that he was being quite malicious.
Well, you speak from this perspective of a woman, and I appreciate it. But let me ask you this, Caroline. If a man says something to you, you are married and you are living with your husband, and a man says something to you that him dream that him want to F the life out of you, would you respond by saying you're drunk? Would you?
Neighbor, I would be quite capable to handle the situation. There's no need to tell him something like that.
And then he says, you should have bring me. And your response is, no, I'm stuck because of snow. Isn't that an opening? Isn't that giving him comfort? That's
what I'm saying.
Press even more?
Yes, but neighbor, what if she felt as if she needed to play along because, he's in a senior position and, she does not want to compromise on her career as well? What about that level of intimidation?
Yeah, well, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah.
But I just think both you and Harry should take that into consideration and try to see it from the woman's perspective as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I agree. And these are interesting things. But Caroline, do you think that this is a newsworthy matter? Isn't this something between two people that you think could be kept outside of our ears?
Absolutely not, neighbor, because Dwayne Vaz, no.
But he never did it as an MP. He did it as a candidate.
It doesn't matter, neighbor. He is trying to become a part of the possible government, So, the onus is on him to lead by example.
But do you think it is harassment?
Yes, I do see it as harassment. It's sexual harassment, and it's also workplace harassment.
These advances were unwelcome.
Well, go ahead, Charmaine. You wanna say something? Charmaine, you wanna say something?
I cannot. Good night, everyone. I can speak on one side. You see, because we don't know the arrangement. We don't know what lead to what. But as if I was in that lady's shoe, as a married woman, I would put a full stop. At first, when that man started, I would put a full stop. I would let him know my worth, know where I stand. And it has to be some communication that she agree with. This wouldn't have been gone this far. I don't know if you understand me. Because if it went so far, you keep on, complying with the man. You understand? So I ain't going to give the man a bad blame. I'm not going to give the woman a bad blame. What I am saying, the woman should put a full stop at first. Lest this wouldn't get out of hand. Because I know people at their workplace and I know what man can do. We all know what man can do. But we as women,
we know what women can do too, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Because women can play out that role.
Let some things slide or we tolerate some things, it can advance our careers. And, women will do that. So not many women are able to have that kind of confidence to do that.
Well, true. But listen, if as what you people are saying, she wants to secure a job, well, I will lose my job. In my shoe, I will lose my job because I've come across that already. But we have to have standard. We have to respect ourselves. And She have right. She have right to put the man in his place, you know. But the only thing I have with this, and I can't see through, this thing prolonged too long. She should get it fixed and done. Because I will go and complain to my husband too. I'll put that situation to my husband. And I will tell the man that I'm going to tell my husband. It wouldn't lead up to texting and dreaming and all of that. No. I will stop him at first. You understand?
Right, but for her to become so brave enough now to go to take her story to, you know, the national media, it is clear that she wants to speak up, and she should be listened to, and she should be understood, and she should be heard.
Yes, but I don't think I will take it to the media, because I would have to work it out before I come. I couldn't just jump and do it like that, because I think more thing could be done more than bring it to the media, you see. I don't like that. I don't like that, because it's very embarrassing.
When someone is being victimized by someone in position, I think they should be given the attention that they require.
Yes, that is true. That is true. And to be honest, for a lady like me in politics long time, I know PMP is good at that. They always try. Oh, Jesus, I can tell you. They always like to go after a woman like that, you know.
And that's your first term, right?
Yeah, but I ain't going to throw no stone. But, man, if I were in her position, boy, I wouldn't carry that. I would put a stop right there.
Yeah.
Somewhere they
Let me hear
can
from,
to stop.
there's another caller here. Lavi, hi.
And
Open your microphone.
I'm just curious. Why have you decided
Hello?
that you've had enough?
Lavi?
Hello, neighbor.
Hello, sir.
Hello, neighbor. Are you hearing me?
I am hearing you quite well. Yes?
Thank you for having me on, and I want to say thank you for the great work that you're doing, sir. Really appreciate it.
Wow. I don't know about that, but go ahead.
Well, it's okay. I that's how you should take it. I like your humility. Anyways, I am going to set some context to what I'm saying.
Yes.
As it relates to this lady. I take the woman's position by default, and I'll tell you why. Sometimes as men, we are unaware of the battles that our women face in this world.
Yes.
We live in what we call a man's world. And a woman is always at a disadvantage in this world. That is a fact.
Really?
I live in North America and I work in the school system.
Yes.
And one thing, let me tell you something about a law that they have right here. It says, I work in high school, and it doesn't matter how much a high school girl try to get my interest, try to get my attention, hit at me and stuff like that. I have to be disciplined enough to understand that I am in a position of responsibility and a position of superiority. And if I take advantage of somebody who is inferior in position to me, I am doing something wrong.
Yes.
If a girl in the high school here graduate, and I have a relationship with her within 2 years of her graduating, if she was under my care in any way, shape, or form, it's a criminal offense to have a relationship with her within 2 years of her leaving school. You know why, sir? Because I was in a position of responsibility over her, and I could easily be accused of nurturing her for that very thing.
Wow. Yes.
Listen, politics is a power game.
Yes.
Men and women who go into politics love power. So when a man I heard the question be asked, why would he do this? Why would he do that? He is in a position of power, and politicians are addicted to power, and not all politicians are able to responsibly seek power.
Yes.
And when you are in a position where you know somebody's looking up to you, you think that you have one up on them. So you will take certain liberties with them. And they are also looking for power. So they are also trying to balance the thing. And they want to be polite with you, although they don't want to sleep with you. A woman is entitled to be able to be nice with you without wanting to sleep with you. And it is time we say it for what it is. Men must take responsibility for themselves. They must respect the woman who they work with. The woman is a married woman. I would never, I don't care how beautiful she is, I would never ever try to encourage a married woman to go to bed with me.
Yes.
And if I were to say something or do something accidentally that give that impression, I would apologize profusely. So to be texting a married woman, you think that I would never dream about a married woman and text her and tell her I dream about her in that way? Why would I tell her that?
Well,
I would only tell her that because I want to sleep with her.
Well, obviously he did. But it is for her.
Exactly.
It is for her to listen,
she has the right to. She has the right to respond in any way, shape, or form she wants. She has the right to be openly discounting it, or she can use her own strategy that she thinks is good for her. Nobody need to criticize the way she's handling it, and nobody need to imply that problem.
What you are raising, though, my brother, is a deeper issue of societal values and culture.
Yeah. Yes.
Because these things do not exist on their own. They are developed through norms.
Yes.
Through
right.
how we you for example have raised an example of how the North America system works. It don't work like that in Jamaica.
I know.
I know
that in Jamaica, and this is something we need to
hold on. So then you're not comparing apples with apples here with respect. We need to define for the generation we have and for the one coming how we must conduct ourselves in terms of behavior and what is acceptable and what is not. And that is part of what is wrong with our society. We don't have the values and the morals, and so it's anything goes.
Yes, you are correct. And here the only reason why I will hold Mr. Buchanan, Mr. Vaz, sorry, to the standard of which I'm speaking is because he, at the time, he was an aspiring legislator. He has no damn excuse to be the regular Jamaican. He is quite in a position, and he should be curious enough to know how things are done in other places, because if you're a leader in Jamaica, you should be looking to develop countries to see the things that you need to incorporate in your society.
Yes. And that
so for him, I will not let him off the hook where that is concerned. He's not the average Joe.
Yeah. Well, no, sir, but it is not acceptable for the average Joe either, sir. Because Joe grind plenty problem. So don't let out the average Joe either. The Joe grind your head in Jamaica, sir. No, but the thing is, sir, I agree with you that his behavior is unacceptable, and for him to be texting the woman that type of thing, knowing fully well of her position, is him exploiting her or
yes, exactly
attempting to exploit her. No, I know that.
Right.
I know, but yes. I have to explore all the angles, sir. But
I know that is your role, sir, and I appreciate that. And the woman, I listened to the interview, and she did say that she's been victimized, and that is why I'm saying that, this probably is a good case that should cause us to start to look at how we put legislation in place to protect women and vulnerable people from men who have no control over their.
And there are things we can't see on this program. True. Because there are people in positions in Jamaica, even in the parliament, that there are allegations against them, sir, that should have been investigated and the truth known. we need to also look at who it is that we are electing to parliament, sir. We need
Yes,
to do,
that's true.
We need to do proper due diligence to make sure that we don't have people in our parliament that are of certain character.
Yeah, but we don't have the laws. We don't have the laws. We have to put those into codes. We don't have the laws, like what I'm just citing now. We don't have the laws, and so that's why I'm saying that we need to codify these things, because we know that this is the right way to do it. We need to codify it. And listen, our legislators are not aliens. They come from our communities.
The same societies.
Okay?
And so can you imagine what some women are going through right now in their workplaces with their boss and their supervisor?
Yes.
And some of the things
not only that, sir.
To keep their jobs.
It's worse than that. It's worse than that. You have doctors who are hitting on patients. Can you imagine? Doctors.
I heard from a young lady just the other day that she went to do a procedure. A procedure, sir. And the person she was doing the procedure want her number. You understand me? Not acting professional at all. You see. You know, you're a gynecologist. You're a gynecologist, sir. Yes.
Okay, but I did not hear you play the part where she spoke about staying quiet during the elections, and also the part where, as far as I understood it, she did complain to the PNP and they did nothing either.
Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing that out. You want me to play the tape, moderator?
Sure, no problem.
Okay, Lavi, hold on. You hear Domu?
Yeah, man.
I can't hide this anymore. No.
And how would you respond to those who may say that you're now just trying to get back at him because there's been a falling out? So you're being vindictive.
No, I'm not. I know what I have been through, Cliff. There are many sexual gestures and inappropriate sexual remarks, both physical and verbal.
And you have not been able to get anyone in a leadership position in the party to speak to Mr. Vaz about this, or you haven't complained individually to people?
We've had several meetings, Cliff, to no avail.
You say we, meaning who? We have had several.
Hierarchy.
Oh, we should tell the listeners that we have heard back from Mr. Vaz, and he says he has no comment.
Are you a married woman, Counselor?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Vaz is also a married man?
I'm not sure.
Oh, yes, I believe I saw that he was recently married. So you say your way forward now, Ms. Chang, is to serve the people of SAV, but certainly the relationship as it relates to the relationship with the MP. What do you intend to do about that?
It is very difficult to serve, Cliff. As you know, we have just been through Melissa and the devastation that has been caused in Savlamar, and it would have been good to have an MP to work with.
You can't stop that there. You heard that, Lavi. She said that she was touched, and
yes,
they were physically and verbally. So
yes,
obviously,
so that's yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, because I heard that in the interview myself. Yeah.
This is
it's bad.
Vaz needs to. And do you think that Vaz should say something? He says no comment. Do you think he should say something?
No comment is not a good response. When you are being accused in a public setting as a public figure, no comment is not a response. It might be a reaction. It's not a response.
Is it part of our our culture of not taking responsibility and not holding public officials responsible to hire? Yeah,
I think that listen, neighbor, we have a very coarse society. Let us admit that we have a very coarse society. We are emotionally very tough. Okay, our language and all of that is very aggressive, and I'm telling you that it affects everything else. It affects everything else. It affects how we look, how we regard women, how we regard children, how we settle our disputes.
Yes.
So when that is being said, no, you and listen, her greatest critics will be women.
Oh,
yes. There are women who will say that she encouraged it. I'm telling you, it is the way. Listen, I've heard it too many times. We have heard many cases in the United States of politicians who are accused of all these kind of things. And the first thing the defenders say, women too, why they wait so long to come out? Why they wait so long to come out? Why they did this? Why they did that? And when they finally come out and tell you why they did it, it's because of the social pressure, the fact that women are not believed. By default, men get the pass, and therefore women are always, for many reasons, and there are other reasons why women don't come forward too, because in a situation where you are seeking power and you want to serve in a particular position, sometimes you are willing to kiss, before you can kick, So
yeah,
I get it.
Oh, yes.
I get it.
No,
and we should.
I could tell you stories here tonight that would shock you, sir. Some things that women say so just to get by in life.
Yes.
And I know you. I know you.
I know.
Would you want to give me a comment, sir, on the opposition leaders referring to the Prime Minister's wife as Speaker of the House? Did you hear him today?
I didn't hear it, sir, but he has been there before. And therefore, listen, here is how I see it. A man is a man, and whatever is in a man's heart, it will come out. And this man has consistently shown his attitude and regard. And I'm going to say it here. Mr. Golden, because he has not had the experience of at least taking public transportation in his life in Jamaica, and his children don't have to do it, and they don't know what it is like to go to bed hungry, and what it's like to have one pair of shoes to go to school. They are detached from the reality of the regular Jamaican, and that is why they go at Mr. Holness the way that they do, because he came. He's coming up from the struggles of the common Jamaican, and they are jealous of it.
That's all.
Because when you have that experience of growing up with the struggles, you can connect and identify in ways that nobody can. And they are intimidated by what Holness is going to do with Jamaica and how people's life are going to be improved, and they are not going to be able to take advantage of poor Jamaicans. No.
So you are by the same token. Go ahead.
By the same token, it's the same thing as it relates to Juliet Holness. Yes. This man doesn't have any respect for women, particularly black women. He is where he is with who he is with because of his youthful exuberance. It's not by choice. And that's my and I'm sure you understand exactly what I'm gonna say, because I'm not gonna say it any plainer than that. But I'm telling you, this man is revealing more and more. He knows better. If Juliet Holness was on the PNP side, and Andrew Holness was on the PNP side, and Mark Golding was on that side, he would be saying exactly what what's the finance minister name again?
Clark.
Dr. Clark. He would have been saying exactly what Dr. Clark says. Mr. Golding is not an idiot. He's a smart man. Okay? He's not stupid. But this is raw. This is the raw Golding coming out. He does not, he cannot. Listen, when you are born in a world where you are privileged, where every image around you, validate your status, your skin color, your culture, your view on the world cannot be the same as a man who is born into a world where he's disadvantaged and he's looked down on. And this man is struggling with that. He's trying, that's why he's so awkward. Whenever he comes in public, And he come into a Jamaican, when he come into a Jamaican centric setting, he's a damn fool. He become a buffoon. He's trying to be who he's not. He's awkward. And he doesn't show respect for Jamaica.
You are being a little strong there, sir. You are being a little strong there, sir.
No, but it is no. He's a buffoon when it comes down to Jamaicans. Okay? He doesn't know to bridge the gap. He is not. Yes. Listen, Edward Seaga was not a black man. But Edward Seaga lowered himself and immerse himself into the Jamaican culture. And that is why he's a god for many people. Yes. Golding doesn't think he needs to immerse himself in the Jamaican culture. There's a big barrier between him and being and that Jamaica that we know. But he wants to rule over that Jamaica, not because he wants to better that Jamaica. He just wants to be in a position of power to show that his color, his culture, and everything is being justified and validated by the position. That's why he's willing to split the PNP into smithers to preserve a piece of it so he can use it to ride to power. But I am telling you something. As long as he lives, he will never be sitting in Jamaica House as Prime Minister.
That is who.
And Mr. Golding, because he will not survive to the next election. He can't.
You are saying Mr. Golding will not sit in Jamaica House, sir?
He will not survive to the next election, sir.
Oh my gosh. Don't
you see that don't you see that the thing that he thought was going to help him is not gonna? He thought that this hurricane was going to be the doomsday for Andrew Holness. What he doesn't realize is that challenges make wholeness on fire. Wholeness like challenges. He likes challenges. He rises to it. And I'm telling you that Mr. Golding, I don't want him to, as a matter of fact, I don't want him to leave it going away, no. I want him to stay right where we are.
You want him to stay at the position leader, sir? Hold on. You want him to stay?
I would like him to stay as opposition leader, but I know that my wish will never happen because he will not survive to the next general election. He's not going to survive. The PNP is not going to. The only reason why he's still leader, you know, is because of his money and his connections. There's no other reason. There's no love. There's not enough love. There's love for him in the party, but there's not enough love for him in Jamaica to get him to that position. Okay? You look at these children when the Prime Minister go out there, how they connect to him. Yes. Those children are the future. And those children are going to live in a Jamaica that has been built, has been carved and molded by Andrew Holness. And when you see children growing up with Dr. Holness, it's not ordinary and natural. There is more to it than we are seeing here, and those who live long enough will see. But I know that Mr. Golding will not be Prime Minister of Jamaica, and if Golding become Prime Minister of Jamaica, it would be such a retrogressive step country. Because psychologically, as a people,
retrogressive, sir?
we have emerged.
Oh my! This man said to be a retrogressive.
It would be because listen, we are experienced who has grown into a position. He's cementing himself.
You're breaking up, Paula. You're breaking up.
He contributes for better for the country. Okay, let me.
You're breaking up, caller.
Yeah. All right, here we go now. Am I better now?
You are much better, sir. You're saying that it's a retrograde step.
Okay.
If Golding should emerge as leader.
If Golding, it will be a retrograde. So let me explain. We are now experiencing for the very first time in our life a prime minister who was born after independence.
Yes.
This is a man who has a different view of the world than all the other leaders before him. Right? And not only so, and his emergence as the prime minister that has produced the best result for the country, undoubtedly. His emergence into this position of being the most result-oriented prime minister has given Jamaicans at home and abroad, especially abroad, a kind of pride. When I speak to my friends here and I talk to them about Jamaica and the things that are changing and all of that, I feel proud.
Yes.
Because Andrew is one of us. A lot of us who come on the internet and talk about Andrew, we are in the same age group of him. So what I'm trying to say is, Jamaican for the first time is seeing a prime minister who in their mind is no doubt true and true Jamaican, not only by virtue of who he is, but the struggle that he went through. We have had prime ministers before who are Jamaican. You know, Patisua is Jamaican by everything we could say. Every major man you could say that was a real Jamaican, right? But he is from a different era. Andrew is a different person. And Andrew has arrived at a time when Jamaica is coming into its own. And if we were to go back to Mark Golding, what we would be saying is that we don't think that as a people since 1962 that we are capable of producing a leader who was born from a descendants of slaves in Jamaica to become prime minister. We don't believe that we can have that. We have that now. And if we go and elect a man who cannot resonate with that struggle that we have had, it's a retrograde step, and it would be a psychological death knell that we put in. We can't have that. And I'm sure people will listen and thinking that
there is those who would argue, sir, that you are introducing
racism. Exactly, they would say that
into the politics,
yes.
and that would
right.
How would you handle that type of criticism?
Okay, well, up to now I haven't used the word race. All I have done is to compare experience and the struggles of the Jamaican people. That's a metric I'm using. I'm using the metric of the people whose ancestors slave on the plantation, who were raped, beaten, tortured, plundered, everything. That's the Jamaica I am talking about. The people who need to feel as if we have suffered enough, we've sacrificed enough.
Yes.
Now we need to have a leader who's going to take us into the future. We want somebody who we can say, yes, this is us without a doubt. This is from the soil of Jamaica in every sense of the word. It's
okay.
not against the race, as I said, because we had.
But hold on, but that is not enough. Are you saying to me that if Golding demonstrates competence and presents an effective alternative, he wouldn't stand a chance? Are you saying that?
I am saying that there is a Jamaican mindset that has emerged, that has no shame about being Jamaican, that is proud enough to want to see its own kind leading them. Now, I am not being in any way, shape, or form.
Is Golding not a Jamaican?
He's a Jamaican, but he has not immersed himself in the Jamaica that we need to help. He's a Tapanaris. He said it himself. I'm not coming on here trying to create a situation here. The man says, elect me so me and me Tapanaris then can run the country. When Tapanaris run country, we know what. When Tapanaris run country, we know what happened. Them run it for themselves.
Well, yeah,
we don't want to Tapanaris.
Oh wow. Wow.
Didn't he say that, sir? Didn't he say that?
Okay.
Okay. So all I am saying is the man has a view. The man has a view that running the country necessitates having Tapanaris.
That was another good
look at Andrew. Andrew look around him and he see young, bright talents and he's drafting them into the party.
Yes.
Okay, because he believes in building from down up. Mr. Golden want to build up down. We don't want him to trickle down. We want him to come up.
Wow.
And that is why.
Yeah. Do you think, sir, that the Jamaican people share your views? Because when you look at the last election, 400,000 people chose the Toponaris man.
Yes, they did. But you know that elections are very dynamic. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how close you come to winning, you lose. Listen, the best that Golden can do, he has done.
He has done.
Let me say it again. The best that Mark Golden can do, he has done. If he could not win September 3rd, if he could not win September 3rd, let me tell you something. If he could not win September 3rd, he's dreaming if he think that he can win again.
You mean they can't beat, they cannot outmatch what they did last year. That is the top. That's the top.
No. That's it. That's the highest he can jump.
Wow.
That's it. That's the highest he can jump. You think anybody who think that the only how they can do better is if the Jamaica Labour Party don't do the things that they need to do to keep the people of Jamaica focused on what the dream is, what the goal is, and what the government is doing. And I agree with you and all the people.
Give me half of me. Give me half of me. Well, boy, we're back, and we're back with Lavi. He's taking us on quite a journey here tonight. What a fantastic call this is. JLP Dunn, I'm coming to you, and we have Harry up top at 22 after 10 o'clock. And yep. So Lavi, you are saying that Jamaicans are identified with wholeness. By the way, let me ask you a question. You sound so passionate in your views of wholeness and the work. What is attracting you personally to wholeness and the Jamaica Labour Party? May I ask you that?
Well, to be honest with you, I have my grandparents who raised me were JLP supporters, and so it is kind of, when you grow up in that way, you tend to have easily the default is to support the party that your parents or grandparents.
You don't sound like a tribalist too. You sound like a progressive Jamaica who has chosen Jamaica. Would I be correct?
I am a Jamaican through and through, and I believe in one Jamaica. I don't believe in those who try to separate us and all of that. And listen, it's the first time I'm coming out since in October when the hurricane happened. This is what got me out here, because even during the election, I watch your show. You never heard from me. I come on, I listen, I come off. I have never said anything publicly, politically wise. But let me tell you something. After the election finished and the hurricane came, I started to see some people discrediting the government, talking in ways that I could not understand. How could a government who took you through a pandemic in a flawless way in comparison to the rest of the world? How could a government that has taken you through burial, was never implicated in any corruption whatsoever? Why would you be abroad talking about the resources that the government is not going to be giving to the people? And I was so mad. And I said, I have to come out here and start to talk, because I love my country. And if people are going to be talking lies about my country so that we don't get the support that we should get to rebuild, then I have to do something about it. And so I am out here. So that is what has brought me out here. Otherwise, nobody would have heard from me.
Wow.
And I am out here to highlight what the government is doing. And I am out here to counter any lie I can counter, because I owe it to myself, to my children, and to my country. And if I can do it from a distance, I will do it, because they are also trying to hurt us from a distance. So if they can hurt us from a distance, I can help us from a distance. And that is the passion, nothing else. I have no ambition to be activist. I have no ambition to be in politics. I just want to make, because I live outside the country, but Jamaica is my home.
Yes.
The government can wake up any day. The government can wake up any day and say, I have to leave their country, even though I'm a citizen.
That is true.
Anything can happen. Look what is happening. And my children need to have their Jamaican passport. Whether they're born there or not, you are Jamaican anywhere you go. And that is me. I have no other interest in this. No other interest. And I will be hurt if Mr. Golding was elected Prime Minister. I will be hurt. I'm telling you. I would be hurt, because I think psychologically it would be a retrograde step. It would be like we just think that we don't have, as a people, we can't do it. I'm not trying to create division. I'm not trying to say because he's white. Because Siaga was a white man and he was Jamaican more than most Jamaicans who were born in Jamaica. So this is not about white. It's about a man who was born in Jamaica but is detached from Jamaica. That's what the point is. And if you have not felt the pain of living in a one room with 6 other siblings with your parents, and your kitchen there out a door, and your toilet out a door, and your bed out a door, if you never had any experience and walk barefoot, go to school for miles, wet in the rain in the morning, wet in the rain in the evening, if you don't have those experiences, you can't lead me. Because you won't understand the man who is struggling down there. So. No, you won't. So the Prime Minister is the right man. The Prime Minister is the right person, because he has had the struggles. He knows what it is. And not only is that just because, and it's not just because Dr. Holness has that experience, because there are a lot of Jamaicans who have that experience. And they say would not be good prime ministers.
What do you buttress that with in terms of yes, he's a Jamaican, yes, he's a Banya, he's one of we, but isn't his performance the thing that we should be looking at?
But your performance will be determined by the way you see the world. You can't do anything other than the way you see the world. That's the only thing you have. Whatever your worldview is will be expressed through your policies. Look at Donald Trump, for example.
Yes.
The presidency has revealed who the man is.
Yes.
That's what happened.
Yes.
Power reveal who you are. What I see in Mr. Golding, the way he talk about the Prime Minister's wife, that alone tells me that he's classless.
Oh my gosh.
He's classless. No, when you have that kind of responsibility and you're talking to a woman who in her own right, Mrs. Holiness doesn't have to be yoked up with Dr. Holiness to stand on her own. She's a successful, strong, bright woman. She doesn't need to be connected to anybody. She should be judged on her own merit.
Yes, sir.
Her marital status and her family life should not go in the parliament. So when a leader of opposition, is bringing that level of classlessness and sexism to our parliament.
I agree with you, sir.
Then no, I can't. No, that man shouldn't lead me. No, sir. No,
yeah,
sir.
I agree with that.
No.
That's a fundamental mistake. You should have never done that.
No. Yeah. Those are the mindsets. Those are the mindsets back in the past that used to ill-treat and our ancestors. Okay?
You say he's
inability.
It's classless, sir.
The inability of Europeans to feel what a black man feel or a black woman feel allowed them to do what they did. Mr. Golding, in the public, is being classless and sexist in the parliament.
Wow. Sexist.
And I'm actually, of course he is. Of course he's being sexist. Of course he is. If the Prime Minister brother was in parliament as a speaker, Mr. Gowon would not say what he said.
Well, I wonder.
You hear me? Wouldn't. He wouldn't say how the prime minister brother is the speaker, because first of all, it's a man, so he would know, he wouldn't tread there. Secondly, it has happened before. We have had two brothers in the house of in the parliament, one being speaker and one being MP. The Pierce brothers. Yes.
And
if it was a man, right, if Andrew Holness brother was in parliament and the speaker of yours, God wouldn't say it. So when I say he's classless and sexist, I know what I'm saying. The man is classless.
Yeah, I think that is unfortunate. I must tell you the truth, sir. Why is he doing it though?
And that is why most women in Jamaica vote for the prime minister. Women are, you said something. You see, listen, always look at the women vote. There's something about a woman's perception of the quality of a man or a leader that is a good guiding post sometimes. Sometimes as men, we miss certain things. Women are very acute about certain things. Women and children. Sometimes we should put aside our intellectual gymnastics and look at the world naturally. When a child who is always sociable and with everybody else, and then suddenly they come across an adult who they are scared of like hell. There's a reason.
Wow.
There's a reason why children run. There's a reason why children run to Obama and not to Trump. There's a reason. They feel the energy. They know. They still have the innocence, so they are not prejudiced by other things. They go strictly by the real natural energy that draws them or repel them. And you can tell a good leader when children and women react to them a particular way.
Wow. And you are saying that children don't react to Golden like that?
You see, you don't see it. I don't see it. You see it? you don't you see how clumsy the man is socially?
I don't look at it. I don't really follow.
Dr. Holness, I've never seen Dr. Holness in any situation and he looks uncomfortable. Never. If he's with a little child or he's take off his shoes to walk across a river with everybody else, he fits right in. Nobody has to say, oh my God, look at that. No, it seems natural. But the minute Mr. Golden try to do something, everybody like, you can see the awkwardness.
He's awkward.
You see the awkwardness. He's awkward. He's awkward. Yes, he's awkward. He's not. Listen, man. He's not that. He's not the leader for the country at this time. But he is supposed to be the opposition leader. He's the perfect opposition leader. Let him stay where he is. Let him stay where he is. We won't bother him. And the PNP should leave him where he is. Let the man stay. The man not cause no problem.
Yeah.
Let the man turn. The man have the money and in Tapanaris, them help him stay where in there. Because we are going to call them out, and the Tapanaris along with their media house and all that. We will call them out when they do the things that they're not supposed to do, and we'll make sure that the people hear it. I'll do my little part. You do your little part. Everybody do their little part. You understand? And who can walk, run, and who can run, walk. But we all have to put together. This is not a government job. It is beyond the government. Yeah. This social media thing here. This social media thing has made things different. This is not a government problem alone.
Yes.
All of us have to pitch in to protect Jamaica legacy. Because if this man ever...
That's where I'm going.
Man, if this man ever
how do you this man the nation should preserve the gains that they have made over the last decade or so? How is the legacy to be preserved? What are the guardrails that you think the society needs to establish?
Just as how we have put up guardrails for our economic structure.
Yes,
we should put up guardrails against future reckless governments who will seek to do certain things. This is the prime time to do that. This is the prime time. We need to have a system. Listen, the JLP has a responsibility to wall out the JLP, to wall out the PNP, wall them out, buff them out.
What do you mean wall? What do you mean wall them out?
Yes. You build a wall of results and success around them that is so darn high that nobody can see them anymore. And they become so small in the history that sometimes people are gonna have to ask, who are those people again? And the way you do that.
But were you listening to Mr. Dobney, sir?
I heard parts of what he said, but I'm not sure about
but
I picked this up.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but this is what the JLP has been doing. They are doing it, you know. You look this is the first election we had where nobody talk about crime. The opposition didn't talk about crime. They didn't talk about debt. They didn't talk about all those things because the government walled them out. That's what I mean. Wall them out. And the way you do it is not by negative things. You do it by doing things that will make the people look and say, oh my God. And while you're doing that, you must have a running video in the background of the 1990s. People must never forget how we tremble when budget was gonna be read. And now we see a budget coming up, people excited, lad. Woo, wanna see what the government is gonna do. Listen, people are excited now to hear budget. I remember in the 1990s.
Break that down for me, because I think you are saying what a lot of people have been saying. You're saying wall out the opposition by your performance, but at the same time keep the people's mind in the rear
on the
mirror
90s
as to where they were coming from.
Yes.
So it's a dual process.
It's a dual process, man. A two-track, you know, a two-track run at the same time. But one must be in the background that people never forget it.
Yeah, I want my dinner.
Never.
Wow.
We must memorialize the 90s because we can't afford to go back. If you forget where you're coming from, you will go back. Just as how, listen, every year, especially in North America, you see people wearing poppy. They remember in World War I and II, right? Because they say we should never forget, right? Well, the same thing in Jamaica. We should have that era to say we will never go back. Never go back to the 1990s. Because those were bad times. But while we say we're not going back, we are showing you why you can't go back. Because now you have it better. You have more education, you have more jobs, you feel more secure, you're safe, you can aspire to great heights. And the Prime Minister talked about making Jamaica economically independent so that Jamaicans don't have to travel abroad. Let us all believe in that dream. Because if we don't believe in the dream that we can have a Jamaica, that no Jamaica want to leave, or no Jamaica have to leave if he doesn't want to leave, then we would have done our job. Listen, there are very few little small countries in the world that has the kind of respect and command the kind of respect and admiration like Jamaica. And as a result of that, we have to be not just be an example of good music and good talent in athletics and those things. We have to show that we can also build a society that can be the envy of other places.
The man said wall out the people. So you are saying that the PNP should never return? Is that what you're sort of saying?
No, they can return, you know, because it would be silly to say they should never return. Because what will happen as a result when you wall them out? You see, if you wall people out and nobody can hardly see them, then they're gonna have to transform themselves into something that people can look at.
Well,
so yes. while we are building the country, they can go and rebuild themselves. But until we have accomplished the vision laid out by our Prime Minister, where he wants Jamaica to go.
But let me ask you, were you the one that pushed that document under my door? Because I have a document that was pushed under my door that suggests this very process, this outline. Did you push it under my door? Did you send it?
I don't have those kind of connections, sir. But I'll tell you this: great mind think alike. When you have something
No, but
good,
I have a document here that suggests the same thing. Yes, as a matter of fact, the document that I have suggests that Jamaica should stay on this path for 30 years. It never used the word warlord, but it said that until we have established strong economic foundations, yes, and legislation and institutional capacity, the PNP must stay in opposition. I got that document last week. You didn't send it, sir?
I didn't send it, sir, but I believe that we don't need an interruption. And when you have something good that is going, you see, one of the things that we are now doing that most countries that were colonized and now occupied by people of African descent. One of the things that is common is that we never learned the art of maintenance. All the things that were left by the colonial master, even those that were good, we didn't learn maintenance, and that's why we have lost a lot of things at the colonial master. And it's not just unique to Jamaica. It is, if you look across the Caribbean, look across Africa, you will see it. How many of those countries still have train lines running?
Yeah, very few.
So, okay, so now we are in a different age, and we have a leader who is inculcating all those things that are necessary, not just to have things, but to have the capacity and the skill to maintain those things. And that's where we are now. Until you can maintain what you implement and support what you have put in place, you're wasting your time. So we can't afford to stop, to start and go. No, we are on the runway now. Nothing should disrupt this flight, brother. Nothing should disrupt this flight. The runway is clear. Nothing should upset this flight. And the JLP must wall out the PNP. Okay? Save them from themselves. Because if they get power, they'll destroy themselves and destroy Jamaica. And we can't afford to go back to the 90s. I'm sorry. I'm traumatized, brother. I'm sorry. I'm traumatized because I lived through that time.
You are traumatized, my caller. Lavi, you're traumatized?
Yeah, man.
What do you mean traumatized?
Yes, man. When you live in a country where every time the government stand up to tell you at the end of the year or the beginning of the year that you know what, when you get to a point when you start to tax all hand cat. Come on, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Eh? These are the people who are talking about they are for the poor. But they were able to put levy on hand cards. Eh? And you love the poor? Me see why you love the poor. No, sir. No, we can't afford to go back in the 90s, neighbor. Can't.
Boy, it was great having you tonight, sir. We're gonna have to leave it there.
My pleasure, man. Anytime. And you continue to blaze the fire. You are doing a great job. You're a powerful influence right now, and people like you, we need to clone people like you. Yeah, man, we need to clone people like you.
Me, sir? No, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's okay. It's okay. You're a humble man.
I'm an ordinary man, sir. I'm an ordinary little man trying to help myself. Not a thing, no, sir.
Well, one ordinary man we meet another.
Yes. By the way, we'll be in touch. You hear, sir?
Okay, neighbor. You take care of yourself. Good night.
Love your contribution. Very good, man. Congrats.
Take care. All the best.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Listeners, my back, man. My God, I need a chair. Oh my God. Moderator, please get in touch with this caller for me, Lavi. Get in touch with him and make sure that we have his contact. I want him back on the show. And I don't know, but I got a document that that is speaking to these very things. By the way, Harry,
Well,
Lavi has not expressed anything. He only expresses in his own style that we have not been speaking about here. This whole matter of preserving the legacy. Isn't that what you have been talking about? He says wall out the PNP. It is not only so much about walling them out. It's about ensuring that that there is continuity. Isn't that what he's trying to say?
Definitely, Neighbour. And in fact, in terms of in his own words, he's really saying also to raise the standard to such a level where we don't recall that great impact of the 90s. So because we would have learned, and we've now also advanced ourselves in such a level where those things are so far in the peripheries, our worst in this current term is so significantly better that anybody who is coming after this administration or in government has to meet that standard and higher.
Yeah, and then he spoke about keeping the 90s in view so that people do not take the present for granted. A fantastic idea. We've been saying that.
Of course, Neighbour, because remember, we have to understand in depth and in detail while we're moving forward why we had to be doing what we're doing now and why we're in the situation that we're in, and to not forget it, because if we forget it, we may be doomed to replay that sometime in the future. So we have to ensure that it is engraved in us while we're going forward to never ever go back and make those mistakes.
The trauma that he speaks about, Harry, psychologically, do you sense that in the society that somehow people have a fear of that just somehow we are not at the point where our gains cannot be reversed and many people are traumatized? Do you sense that in the society?
Neighbor, for those who would have gone through the 90s at a different demography, right, and a different age range, no, they get it, because the 90s was a part of their lived reality. It was a part of the traumatic experience that has molded them to what they are now, that has also set them back in life to where they are, and also have prevented the very advancement and how much better overall as a society our livelihood would have been.
Yes.
And the thing about it in terms of that document that you have, Neighbour, I think it's one that was preempted by an announcement. I believe it was the IMF earlier, or it was the World Bank, who states that by 2035 we should get back to the debt to GDP of 60% there, which, looking at that document and the time frame in which it spans across, may just have been keeping this in mind.
Well, yeah, well, sir, a birdie dropped it. A birdie dropped a copy over my fence, and another one someone pushed the document under my door, sir, and I've been reading through it, and it is saying exactly this. And part of what they are suggesting is that the Labour Party, Mr. Dobney came here and said the very same thing, that he said, insulate ourselves against a reckless PNP. Jamaicans are waking up, Harry.
They are, Neighbour, and it was bound to happen. I think it was due, play on words, time come for us to be awoken at the magnitude that is required, because I think for far too long we have kept ourselves back. We have not demanded or even got the experience that we're getting now to this level of forward thinking, of this level of management and advancement as a country, not just from an administration standpoint or so on, because what we've seen now is an inclusivity of every facets and demographies and areas and sectors of society coming together, taking that level of forward step, right, to working together to get us forward. I've definitely never seen it, Neighbour, in my 3 decades and counting, that we've done it at this level. you would have heard me speak on the whole aspect of the crime, where that initial public offering was done with the private sector and public sector, right? To raise approximately 200 million towards the development of Jamaica and fighting against crime, which is one component of the multifaceted approach that was taken. I've definitely never heard of that, Neighbour. But we've seen right across the board that inclusivity and everybody almost in unison, tightening their belts, taking the step forward, and making the sacrifice to go forward.
11 minutes to 11 o'clock. And we jump out at 11 o'clock. John Major, good evening to you, sir.
Hi, Neighbour.
I understand that you receive an award for the best blogger. How comes? Congratulations, man.
Thank you, Neighbour. Thank you, Neighbour.
Yes. Fantastic. How much money did you get? If you want to share that with us.
No, Neighbour. I am not in this for the gift or for monetary gain. I'm just in this for love of country, really.
But how I didn't hear about this man? I thought that I was a blogger myself. Wouldn't narrate me.
Neighbour. How should I put it? As a part of the planning committee. No.
It's all right. Hold on, Mr. John. You're a major man from Portland. Oh my goodness, come through. Oh boy, I tell you.
Oh gosh, I can't believe me high. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting. Oh gosh, I can't believe me high. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting. Oh gosh.
Stop. Yeah, John, hello.
All right, Neighbour. I was going to say one thing here.
Yes.
And I think what I'm going to say will clear up a lot of things.
Don't get me out of trouble. I can't take any more of it.
No, it's not going to cause any problem, Neighbour.
Yes.
Your name did came up.
Okay.
For quite a few categories.
That's all right.
But the decision was taken. Because we were trying to respect your view by you saying that you are not a JLP blogger. So
but can you tell me one blogger in Jamaica that has been so appointed by the Jamaica Labour Party?
None whatsoever.
Then my position is consistent with what is a reality.
Right, Neighbour. So so anyhow, Neighbour. I think that is water under the bridge.
Well, yeah, it is.
Yes,
it is. Love and respect to everybody, man. Love and respect.
Yes, Neighbour. I think it was a good initiative. But what I really want to talk about, Neighbour, really tonight is that as a person who lived through the 90s, Neighbour.
Yes.
And now living the reality what is taking place here in Jamaica.
Yes.
It's not, Neighbour, it's a new paradigm in our history as a country and as a people. Neighbour, I wanted to show you one simple example. There's a adjacent community to where I am living, right? And this community is in St. Mary, Southeast St. Mary. It's close to the border of St. Mary and Portland, right on the border. This community, Neighbour, usually have a lot of young, middle-aged women sit on the roadside every single day, and all they do is play card pack, play bingo, and the whole works. to my surprise, neighbor, I went out. And what I'm seeing now, quite a few of those young ladies that usually sit at that very same spot for years are now security guards.
What are you saying to me?
Are now security guard, neighbor. When you walk the street and you go to establishment, business establishment, you are so surprised to see the amount of young lady now proudly wearing their security guard uniform.
Yeah,
they are at the bank, they are at the pharmacy, they are at the hospital, they are all over. And neighbor, I can tell you this, these are young ladies who leave out of high school, have 1, 2, 3 children, and was hopeless. Hopeless. And neighbor, I can tell you, it's a new phenomenon to see these young ladies now finally become a part of the labor force. These mothers no longer depend on part because they are gainfully employed.
Yes, sir.
And neighbor, I really want to say this, neighbor. I don't believe, and I'm not eating the institution, but I really don't think the PIOJ is really capturing the true essence of what is taking place in this country economy, neighbor.
Well, that will be starting.
Yes, neighbor, starting.
Yeah, that's the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, but that is a government institution, sir. There have been many questions for years, sir, in terms of how they measure unemployment, how they measure economic growth, and all of that. You have raised a point there, but these are the same matrices that they have used for all these years.
Yes, neighbor. But I'm saying, neighbor, when you go underground, when you go physically underground, neighbor, it's surprising to see the amount of young people now that are employed. Neighbor, one time, for a young lady, the only way out was to get a bar work. Neighbor, not try invest in one bar now because you have to go employ a robot.
Nobody.
Young lady don't want a bar work anymore.
I absolutely agree with that. As a matter of fact, I know of cases where that them girls don't want especially they want no bar work anymore. So, but John, I'm out of time, and
yes,
I want to.
I know. You have a full night. I know.
Yeah, man, I'm out of time, and you talk to you tomorrow.
It's always a pleasure conversing with you, neighbor. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. Great. Nice talking to you. All right, Harry. Well, we had a full night. We had a full show. Not feeling too well right now. I mean, I'm having some abdominal pain, but I sat through it, and you wouldn't have known, no? That
Definitely, neighbor.
I'm not feeling so well. I indicated to my moderator that I wanted to close early, and she pushed me for another 2 hours. Listeners, pray for me, okay? Pray for me.
Moderator never make sure you get lunch, neighbor.
Today? No, she did not at all. She said I should eat patty. I should go eat 2 patty. Said I should go eat 2 patties, and I refused. I refused the patties, and I got nothing to eat. So yeah. So I'm having a little bit of abdominal pain, and I'm feeling pretty weak. But I did it for my listeners. Listeners, take care of yourselves. No, not gas. Busy tea. We will link up tomorrow, Harry, and do this all over again at 7 o'clock. Thank you.
Definitely, neighbor. Definitely.
Yeah. Bye.
So good night, neighbor, right? And remember, neighbor is not a blogger.
Not at all. Yeah.